Hi, I'm Dr. Lynn Miles. I'm UC Foundation Professor Emeritus of Anthropology, and I'm here for Chaotic Careers. We're here at Chattanooga Zoo with winding trails, and that's exactly what my career has been like. When I was in high school, I read science on my own. I was even in a special program. There were only 2 girls in the program for training future scientists. But what I did with my spare time was art and dancing and theater. So for me, my career path is about how to bring those 2 different parts, theater and the arts, and also science together. That's been the fun of it all. My family says when I was a little girl, the first word I said was why. Why people? Where did we come from? Why the universe? And I was very interested in the possibility of extraterrestrial intelligence. Now, I never saw a UFO or a UAP. I didn't really know what could possibly be out there, but I thought, how about the next best thing? How about teaching sign language to a great ape and see if they have something to say back? That would be the closest I would probably get to non-human intelligence.
Do you still apply your sign language today? Do you still remember it?
I forgot a lot. When I checked into how to get into the mind of a non-human, I found out about anthropology. Anthropology is a study of all humans, all times, all places, including our past and how we're connected with descent from earlier life forms. So anthropology gave me some tools of observation, but also participation by raising a baby orangutan on the UTC campus and teaching him to use sign language. Sometimes when you get a job as a professor, you know you're going to be lecturing and grading, but this kind of research project used talents and abilities I didn't expect. I'm cooking in the kitchen with an orangutan. I'm walking him around the Chattanooga campus. I kind of became a mom overnight to an orangutan. When you become a professor, you know that you're going to be doing teaching and grading. You're going to be in the classroom. But I had no idea how much I'd be out of the classroom. In one of my documentary films by the BBC, they flew me to Indonesia so I could meet orangutans in their natural setting and understand the challenges they face now because of climate change and also because of deforestation, logging companies moving in, etc. I got a little tap on the shoulder, and it was the pilot of a 747. And he said, "We understand you talk to orangutans, but I bet you've never flown a 747. And I thought, could this be real? They took me up, and sure enough, I said, here's my one requirement. I want to really fly the plane. I don't want to pretend and just hold the controls. They said, absolutely, go for it. So I flew over Afghanistan, Pakistan, and part of India until we got to the Himalaya mountains, and it was a thrill. Now, most of the passengers were sleeping. They never knew. When I get on an airplane and tell people I'm an anthropologist, they go, oh, Indiana Jones. They think we're all archaeologists digging in the dirt, collecting artifacts. Anthropology has 4 different subfields. One is working with contemporary living societies. Another is studying language and symbols and the media. Archaeology is a third, and the fourth one is biological anthropology, looking at the study of living primates as well as prehistoric humans. So I want people to know it's not just all Indiana Jones. There are many crazy things that happened in doing a research project like I did, but one that comes to my mind is maybe not so much crazy as it is wonderful. I was working with Chantek, and at that time he was at the Atlanta Zoo behind bars, and it started to cloud up, it started to rain, and he had a long piece of fabric in his enclosure, and he saw I was standing outside. It was a downpour. I was going to get soaking wet. So he took it, he tore it in half, and he told me to put it on my head. And I stood there holding the cloth, and he was on the other side holding the cloth, and together we just waited till the rainstorm ended. I felt love. Wow, I got a lot. Part of the fun of having a long career is you never know what's around the other corner. Everyone in my field was collecting their research data a certain way, and I became increasingly dissatisfied with that. But I was worried that if I made a big change, maybe that would somehow invalidate the data I was collecting. I took the chance anyway. The reason I did it is when I was a beginning graduate student, right after I finished college, the most famous anthropologist in the world at the time, his name was Sherwood Washburn, and he said, you know, Lynn, you're going to ruin your career. This is just ridiculous. Nobody will ever teach one sign to any of the apes, let alone an orangutan. They're silent, they're peripheral, they're not hopping around like chimpanzees. You're wasting your time. That turned out not to be true. I'm going to take a chance. I collected my data a different way, and we made amazing discoveries. Maybe something that I didn't quite understand is scientists are people. They come in with their preconceived notions and their prejudices and ideas. So it was scary to make a big data change when you're a young scientist, but I'm glad that I did. Years from now, where am I headed? Well, I'm very committed to working with the Interspecies Internet Group. I'm working on a book about raising Chantek. I'm thinking about calling it Chantek, the orangutan who understood magic, and the magic is language and culture. And I've just become an aquatics instructor, so I'll be waving at people in the pool. You never know where your life is going to go. Just make sure you enjoy it, take some risks, and be true to yourself. That combination of art and science is the way I've been able to make my career work. The one thing, if I gave some advice or made a suggestion for those of you trying to figure out what you're going to be when you grow up, is to think about your passion. What is it that makes you want to get up in the morning? What gives you critical thinking questions? What do you want to invent? What business account do you want to achieve? What life do you want to save? Follow that dream and find a way to make it work practically in your own lives. You never know what's around that other corner. He knows.
Hey there guys! Thank you so much for tuning into this month's episode of Chaotic Careers, where we get to sit down and speak with famed anthropologist and UTC faculty, Dr. Lynn Miles. We here at the Center for Career and Leadership Development hope that this video aids in opening up new ideas of what your future can look like and how you can incorporate all your talents and aspirations into one beautiful career journey. Come see us down in our office in the UC if you ever have any questions or just want to chat about what your future could look like. Now, with all that out of the way, until next time, stay chaotic, moms.